Hello guys, what is up? Manny37 here, and for those of you who don't know who I am, you will soon find out by the end of this video. I am an avid Smash player that is not known very well on the internet as other Smash players, but I'll try my best to make this channel the best that I can. Now, I brought up this video because I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about the direct that was posted today by Nintendo, the pictures of the days by Sakurai, the announcement for Shulk, and proving that the leaks that came out 2 weeks ago were true. Now, I want to start with the direct first. Now, in the direct that Nintendo posted today for Japan, there were a lot of interesting announcements. One of them being Xenoblade coming to the 3DS. The original Xenoblade is being ported over to the 3DS. And also a new 3DS model called the new Nintendo 3DS and the new Nintendo 3DS LL, or for us it's going to be the new Nintendo 3DS XL. Now, to be honest with you, I kind of like this one. I really like this Nintendo 3DS because, for one, you're not gonna need the Circle Pad Pro attachment for this Nintendo 3DS. Also, you have a faster processor and you have the ability to use your 3D without angling your 3DS before using it. Also, it's gonna have better battery life because the screen will be adjustable. The brightness of the screen was going to be adjustable to depending on the light conditions, and also you're gonna have the ability to have SD cards and micro SD cards. As well, you will also be able to customize the home page of the 3DS. And this is also available for the 3DS models that are gonna be that are out right now. Not the newer 3DS models. Well, it's also available for the newer 3DS models as well. But it's also going to be available for the older 3DS models too. And also the ability to customize the backplates of the new 3DS models as well. Now, this reminds me a lot of the Game Boy Micro that Nintendo released years ago. So this actually has me pretty excited. I really like this new 3DS. And also, Xenoblade is also going to be a new 3DS exclusive. It's not going to be compatible with the old 3DS because the old 3DS has a slower processor. Oh, and one more thing is that the 3DS's online capabilities have been enhanced, being it being more faster than before, which is actually pretty nice for online gaming as well. But that's enough about the direct. Let's talk about Smash Brothers news. Like I said before, I'm an avid Smash Brothers fan. So let's start out with the pictures of the days that Sakurai posts on Miiverse. So let's go to the first one. The first one being the return of classic mode and the difficulty settings. You can see it goes from 0 to 9, and the intensity as you higher the intensity, the more reward. So basically, it's Kid Icarus Uprising all over again in this feature, because Kid Icarus Uprising had a similar feature as well. And then for the next one, it's going to be the return of spectator mode from Brawl. And I want to point out a couple of things in this picture later on in this video, because there are some things that are interesting in here. But that will be later. But for now, the spectator mode is available. You can bet on whoever is going to win the match, and it's exactly like Brawl. For the next one is going to be the return of the challenges from Brawl as well. This time you get rewarded with actual in-game content like items. Well, in Brawl you also got rewarded with actual in-game items like trophies and music, but it looks like Sakurai is vamping this up a little bit. You can see the golden hammer and the symbol of a golden hammer here. If something is too difficult to unlock, you can use that. And it's the return of challenges, man. I mean, yeah, I couldn't complete it. I almost completed challenges without using a single golden hammer back in Brawl, but I couldn't do it, man. Seriously, it's pretty hard. But anyways, the next one is going to be the customize your Miis. You can customize. I really like this option because you can actually make your Mii truly your Mii, your representation of you. And I really like the Sakurai devoting some time to this, because it shows that he cares for making this game as customizable as possible without ruining the experience of having a diversity of characters. And finally, today's picture of the day is the return of a multi-man mode from previous Smash Brothers titles. Now, it kind of creeps me out that they're always smiling, though. Sort of like Villager, but that's another topic. In the leaks, I will also show some pictures of the leaks about certain things that I want to discuss. So, but before that, I want to discuss another announcement that Sakurai made this morning. Is the return of Shulk. Yes, Shulk is real. You know what that means. The leak is real. And I'll prove that in this video as well. His stage in Guard Plane is going to be also available for the Wii U version. I'm not too sure for the 3DS version. According to the leak, Guard Plane is also going to be available for the 3DS version. But in the picture of the day, well, the pictures of the day for today, Sakurai mentions something quite interesting. Is that, and I quote, pick up today from Xenoblade Chronicles, Shulk joins the battle. He is not the type of character that will usually appear in the Smash Bros. Series, but we work really hard to make it happen. We are very happy with how he turned out. This stage is Guard Plane. Now, it's interesting because, and I'll get more into it when I talk about the leak, is that this stage is also present in the leak as well, but it's also for the 3DS, and it makes kind of sense because Sakurai didn't have enough time to work on this since it's so close to release, and he doesn't want to delay it, I am assuming. So it makes sense that Guard Plane will appear in both the Wii U version and 3DS version. But that's later on. But I'll mention that again. I'll restate that later on in the video. But some of the Shulk's abilities, which the Monado has the ability to extend using the beam. So if you played Xenoblade before, you will see that when you first activate the Monado. And the Monado has several abilities based on the games as well. Like you have jump, higher jumps of lower defense, speed, faster movement but weaker attacks, shield, higher defense but slower movement, buster, stronger attacks but weaker launch ability, and smash, stronger launch ability, weaker attacks, and low defense against launching. I like how Shulk is turning out, to be honest with you, because he's very balanced. He has an array of buffs and debuffs that balance out with one another, and I like that. These Monado arts seem like a very like a game changer, because Shulk can have a higher recovery at one point of the match, and then he can change to speed. But I'm not sure how speed's gonna play out in an actual match. But he can change it. He can change from jump to buster, so he can rack up damage really quickly, to smash, so he can finish up his targets. And I like the diversity of that. I might main Shulk after this announcement. Seems pretty interesting. Now, there's one last thing that I want to talk about, and it's time to talk about the leaks. And if I didn't mention it before in the video, there will be spoilers. So if you want to leave the video, do so right now. This is so. Please leave right now if you don't want to be spoiled. Now, what I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna be showing some pictures as well as some comparisons with today's video about Shulk being revealed. The Shulk revealed trailer. Now, Shulk is let's start with Shulk's render. You can see Shulk's render in both the leak and the actual render from the web page. There's a match. This render actually matches up. With the leak. This render matches up with the leak really well. You know, the leak may have a lower resolution because, you know, when you take a picture from your phone to a 3DS screen, the resolution is going to be lower because, you know, light reflection and all that, you know. So, but you can see that the render, the digital render in the web page is identical to the one shown in the leak. That's one thing. Now, another thing that I want to talk about the leak is that in the video of the leak, it showed Shulk's emblem as being the Monado. In the web page, it also in Shulk's banner, it also shows that his emblem is indeed the Monado. So that means that the leak is pretty true, actually. Now, I'm going to be showing you some things about from the video, from Shulk's reveal trailer as well as the leak itself. And I'm gonna be matching up some of Shulk's move in the video as well as in the leak. So, without further ado, let's do this. Now that we're back, this is proof enough that the leak is pretty much true. But I'll show further proof as well as mention some points about this. Now, if you notice in the picture of the day for 3 days ago, that was on Tuesday of this week, you realize that Sakurai posted a picture of spectator mode, right? But it also shows in the top corner of the right hand side that it says Gerudo Valley, your Omega form. This means that, and it's also, you notice in the top that it says for Glory Smash and Gerudo Valley Omega form. This means that, as Sakurai stated on the direct, and as I'm going to post courtesy by IGN, that in the online modes there are going to be two types of modes, so for fun and for glory. Now, for fun, it's you know, regular Smash, you know, items turn on, stage hazards turn on, etc., etc., etc. Now, for glory, it's more like an actual like tournament settings, no items, and Final Destination or Battlefield only. And Sakurai mentioned that every stage is going to have a form of Final Destination for the For Glory mode. Now, notice that in the leak, there's a picture in the leaks of the stage selection screen that also has the Prism Tower and has Omega mode on it as well. Now, this is my question. How did the leaker know that the stages were going to be called Omega mode when the pictures of the leaks got released 2 weeks ago, and this picture of the day got released this week on Tuesday? How did the leaker know that? My guess is that he actually had a copy of the game, because if you judge by Nintendo's reactions, Nintendo was actually being taking down anything related to the leak. Hopefully they don't take down this video, but I'm just using these pictures in this video for comparison purposes only. So hopefully they don't take it down. Anyways, another thing that I wanted to show you back on the spectator mode picture of the day is that in the leak it also shows a picture of the spectator mode, actually giving you like some kind of a tutorial spectator mode. And you notice that the pictures is for the first player, second player, third player, and fourth player match the one for the picture of the day for Tuesday. So it makes sense that the leaker had access to the game early. As to how he or she did it, I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure. So another thing that I wanted to show you regarding the leak is that for the picture of the day for this past Monday, you see the difficulty settings for classic mode in the leak, which was released last week. You see the same picture, but instead of showing intensity 7.0 infernal, it shows intensity level 0.0 effortless. It's the exact same picture. It matches exactly, it's identical, and it shows the range as well as a picture of the fiend, and that appears during basically a representation of the intensity, I'm assuming. Now, as I said it before, the higher the intensity, the more reward, but the harder it's going to be to pass classic mode. I like that twist. It's pretty nice. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about regarding the leak is that All-Star mode. The leaker posted 2 photos of All-Star mode, and it showed that All-Star mode is pretty much locked when he showed it up. This means that the current roster that he posted on 2 weeks ago, consisting of all these characters, including but not limited to Bowser Jr., Wario, Mr. Game & Watch, Ganondorf, Falco, Jigglypuff, Duck Hunt Dog, Rob, Ness, Dr. Mario, Dark Pit, Lucina, and Shulk. This roster is not complete, which leaves that people are speculating that there are 5 more character slots left in the roster. And this is not counting the Mii fighters, because the Mii fighters have their own different section. And it makes sense because you need to customize the Mii fighters. You have the ability to customize the Mii fighters in stats, in their clothing, in the weapons that they use, etc., etc. So it makes sense that the Mii fighters are not showing in this picture, because as you can notice in this picture as well, is that that customizations are turned off. That means that the Mii fighters cannot be used, period. And that brought a question as well. If you notice in the webpage, is that Palutena functions more or less similar to the Mii fighters. So how's Palutena going to work under the conditions of customizations off? That's a pretty good question now, is it? But anyways, that's a question that I cannot answer at this moment because of lack of information. I think that will be it for the video. Before I go though, I need to mention that I went to Smash Fest early on Best Buy, on my nearest Best Buy in Lakeland, Florida. Was an awesome event. It was pretty awesome for Nintendo to have Smash Brothers playable to the audience while E3 was going on in other parts of the United States. I'm not sure about the world, but you know, who knows. Anyways, I pre-ordered both the 3DS and the Wii U copies at Smash Fest. That means that I'm gonna be getting 2 of these special coins. Now, to the people that subscribe to me, I will make later announcements on how am I going to distribute these coins to you, my subscribers. I'm only gonna give out 1 of these coins to my subscribers, and then I'm gonna keep 1 for myself. Now, all you have to do is subscribe for the moment, and then I will announce with later videos how am I going to distribute this coin to a lucky person. But anyways, thank you guys for having some time to listen to me speak. I'll come up with more videos in the future, and I will also do my best to be a good YouTuber. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you really enjoyed me speaking, and also have a nice day. Oh, before I forget, I wanted to point one more thing about the leak that I forgot to point out, is that something regarding the ESRB not playing their games that they rate. And it's pretty much true. If you see this picture from the ESRB webpage, it shows the reason as to why the ESRB does not play games, mostly being that it will take a lot of time for them to review their games anyway. So this means that, 1, the leaker was using the ESRB 83 name as a way to avoid Nintendo from hunting him down or her down. And 2, this means that the leaker is a Nintendo employee, and that the tweet about the Nintendo employee getting fired and sued by Nintendo because of the leak is true. So anyways, that's it for me right now. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you have to, and have a nice day. I'll see you guys around.